Hello YouTube, my name is Stanley. I'm with RC Tank Legion, and today's segment is about RC tanks and how to upgrade your RC tank. So we cover all that upgrades, and now this is something I would always recommend to all RC tank enthusiasts when they modify their tanks. It's high performance and very low cost. Magnets. The magnet conversion we covered in the previous video. I'm just going to show you quickly on this one. So I love to put magnets on all my tanks because it just simplifies opening your tank real easy. It makes your life much easier when you want to open up your hulls. I even magnetize my turret, so it's very easy to access what you modified on your turret and so on and so forth. So as you can see, I placed the rare earth magnets on the screw boss points, and you just match it up on the upper hull screw boss points, and there you go. If you checked out our previous video, this is a very worth mod. It doesn't cost a lot. It's very easy to do, relatively speaking. You can get it done over an hour, and it's worth every second you put into it. As you can see, it's real easy just to put it on. Job done. I don't have to fiddle with a lot of screws. I don't have to open the turret. I don't have to open the upper hull. I don't open everything just to access it. So this is really nice. It's a really sweet modification. So as you can see here, this is what we did for our magnet for our upper hull. Okay, and all I have to do is line up, and it pops right on. Simple. And then moving on to the next modification. Moving on is another worth mod doing, especially if you're running a standard hang long lower hull or a tank, because the lower hulls on these tanks are all plastic. They're not like the high-end tanks like the Tigan or the Toro or even Mato, where the lower hulls are cast metal. So just pop off our upper hull real quick. As you can see with my Challenger 2 here, I have strengthened the lower hull using aluminium angle bars, and with cross braces like so, it stiffens up the lower hulls a lot. It makes a huge difference, especially when you're trashing it off-road. Going off all the off-road, it will flex the chassis a lot, and especially after doing the magnet mods, the upper hull might actually pop off because it flexes that much. So it not only adds rigidity to the lower hull, it also adds weight. So it gives it a lot of solid weight. So when you go through obstacles and stuff like that, it looks a lot planted, just like a real tank should be. And I would recommend it highly to any of you enthusiasts out there. This is a worth mod doing. As you can see here, I cut the angle bars to size. I tend to overdo this a lot by putting a lot more bars than I need. I use angle bars of the appropriate size, and usually minimum 3 mm, because that's the one that you should be using, because that's stiff. I use Shelly's epoxy fix super steel because it's strong bond and it works really quick, because I don't like to be waiting too long for my stuff to be set. So I epoxy the angle bars to the plastic, and it's worth every minute I put into this. Okay, as you can see, I got 2 crossbars here. This crossbar is epoxied on permanently. I of course check for clearance, if the turret doesn't get in the way, the gearbox doesn't get in the way, before I made the decision that to make this bit permanent. So this is permanent. This is not. This is secured on by bolts. I open these nuts. They come right off, so the gearbox can be removed. Of course, I checked for clearance. I made sure that with this removed, I could remove the gearbox without any trouble. So before you do your mod, make sure you test and fit before you commit yourself to doing this. And then moving on to the next segment. So moving on, now we have covered all the chassis modifications such as the tracks, sprockets, gearbox and such. Moving on would be the upgrade boards. There are several upgrade boards on the market. Here we have today is the Clark TK series boards. They have several models for the 1/16 scale. There is the TK22, TK24, and then the top model TK60. The TK22 and TK24 looks very similar. Okay, so this is the TK20 series. This particular version is the TK24 for the Challenger 2. The TK20 series has a 3-watt sound output, and it has the 3 other functions, which is the extra machine gun output, the neutral gear, and the smoke control. The good thing about the TK series or any upgrade boards is always the extra functions that come with the boards over the standard MFU or the multi-function units, as they call it. Is also that they have real sound recordings of the actual tank. With the standard MFUs, you only get the 2 sounds, the Tiger 1 or the Leopard 2A6 that comes with the 5.3, whereas the previous Henglong versions only come in the Tiger 1 sound. So this is a Challenger 2 pre-recorded sound set, and you can upgrade to a much more powerful 15-watt amp by adding this on. And by wiring it to the system, you can run a much bigger sound system, like so, if you can see here. So with a 15-watt output, I could run a much more powerful speaker. In this speaker is a 20-watt rated speaker, far louder than the regular 3-watt speaker that you get with the stock tank. This is something that most of us enthusiasts are looking for, because tanks are inherently loud, and with the stock speakers or stock sound, you could hear it when it's in front of you, but once it moves more than 2-3 meters away, you can barely hear what the tank is, sounds like. So on higher end tanks, they are very loud. So this is what the TK20 series are. So here is a TK60 board. It has what's the difference between the TK20 series and the TK60 series is that the output for the drive is 60 amp output. The TK20 20 amp output. So that's how you tell the difference, TK20, TK60. Also, it has the 15-watt amp built in, so you don't have to get the external amp. This is already built into the board, and it has all the functions, and it's also a 8-channel capable board as well, so you can control all the individual functions. So this is a value-packed board that has all the functions that you want, and this is also a sound reprogrammable via a special program kit. Okay, so for our last segment is talking about batteries. We have 3 batteries over here. This is the lithium-ion battery that's stocked with most Henglong tanks. It's about 1800 milliamp. It will last about 10 to 20 minutes depending on how hard you play your tank. And this is the nickel metal hydride battery that you can buy online or from your local hobby shop. This is 5000 milliamp hours. Interestingly enough, it lasts about as long as the 18-hour milliamp. The nickel metal hydride batteries are not as high capacity as the new generation of lithium polymer or lithium ion batteries. The most powerful of them all is the lithium polymer battery. This 5000 milliamp hour gives you about 1 hour playtime, and it has all the power, the juice, the amperage to push your tank through all that. So this is highly recommended, but do take care because it is volatile. So make sure you use a smart charger and buy the best charger you can afford to charge your lithium polymer battery. And this is worth every cent to get. So amongst all the other upgrades you can do, you also can upgrade and modify your tank to have the recoil and elevation, add the details like the lights, photo etch details, so on and so forth. You could even paint your tank to look more real. So you can do tons of things for your enjoyment. I hope you enjoyed this segment today. All the upgrades you see here can be obtained from our web store, rctanklegion.com, or our Facebook page, RC Tank Legion. And also check us out at our retail store at the address located below. And as usual, please like our video and subscribe.